Well, one of the things I talked about earlier was I was saying that the UK would be better off as a country with Trump winning, because there may be a decent deal to be done with Donald Trump after we leave Europe. And I'm saying with Biden, there may be complications because of Ireland and because of his support for Europe in general, and obviously NATO. So am I right in assuming that the UK would be better off with Trump staying in power?
I think so. And I think that a stronger United States makes a stronger United Kingdom, to be honest. If you noticed, your country and other countries followed suit. They sat a little straighter. They said, you know what, you owe us money too. And Trump, ironically, in my opinion, engendered and surfaced some respect back and forth, maybe not to China, maybe not to Russia or Ukraine, but certainly to France and to less so Italy and to the UK and to Germany, the powerhouses in Europe. And so I would think, maybe differently than you're suggesting, Paul, I would think that a Trump victory would mean we could get into some real man-to-man, woman-to-woman negotiations and partnerships and payments and reimbursements. I think respect's going to be built.
But you see, the problem here is it's bizarre. I'll just give you a little background. I won't go into details, but I had to look after money, because there's a company, and despite all of this crap going on, I've got to make sure that this election doesn't, erode and damage.
You're on the board of directors, correct? And you're a fiduciary.
Yeah, and all the rest of it. I've got my own companies that I own and one that I'm on the board with, and I had to make sure this was all right. And you have no idea how difficult it was finding companies and shares and places and what to do financially because of this election. Because for every single upside for Trump winning, there was a downside, and every upside for Biden, there was a downside. If you're investing in green energy, then that's going to be a nightmare if Trump won. If you were investing in fossil fuels, it'd be a nightmare if Biden won. And I found it so difficult, and I had to. I've even invested in a cake box company this week. This is how crazy this is. You can't discover. It's such a radical difference between the two. But I will say that I think if Biden does win, I think it's going to be very difficult, because Boris attacked Obama, you see, and he attacked him in a racist way and called him a Nigerian. And Biden has not forgotten about that. And I can't see the cozy relationship that Boris has got with Trump with Biden and Boris. I just can't see it.
Agreed. Well, the other thing is, on our end, nobody likes Kamala Harris from the central to the right. They're not voting for her, and I hope she never makes the mistake to think that the people that voted for Biden were voting for her. There may be a minority or someone from California, a female, that says, yay, she's in there, she looks like me, an Indian or something, and that's just from stereotyping. But I think that Kamala Harris is disastrous.
Well, you see, you lot are painting her, not you in particular, your party, are painting her in a way of, she's the radical left, she'll pull Biden to the left and all that. I say what I've got to say here is, she is not radical left. I wish you were right. She is no Bernie Sanders. She's not going to want. She doesn't believe in getting rid of the healthcare companies and having a national healthcare system like we've got here. She doesn't believe in free college education, really. She doesn't believe in a load of stuff, and she flip-flops. She's been taking PAC money until she got shamed into not taking it. She made truancy illegal. She was locking up single parents because they couldn't afford to take the kids to school. She's not left. I mean, God's sake, she'd be a member of the Conservative Party here under Boris Johnson if she was here. And then you've got the rest of the stuff about, the way that she's taken money off banks and all the rest of it. And then I hear all this stuff about Trump saying, he'll pull her to the left. I wish she would. but she isn't gonna. And I'll say something else. All these endorsements from these defected Republicans, they're not going to suddenly go left wing or centre left when Biden gets in. They're going to be knocking on Biden's door going, please don't vote against this, please don't vote against that. I think Biden's going to be very constrained when he gets in, because he's got to keep your defected Republicans happy. He's got to keep Bernie Sanders and his lot happy. He's got to keep the centre happy and these floating voters in the country, and he's got to get rid of a plague.
Yes, there are areas where Joe and I absolutely disagree, but that's okay, because that's America. Because whatever our differences, we respect one another as human beings, each of us searching for justice and for purpose. We can all see what's going on in our country today and all the questions that are facing us, and no one person or party has all the answers. But what we do know is that we can do better than what we've been seeing today, for sure. And I know that Joe Biden, with his experience and his wisdom and his decency, can bring us together to help us find that better way. I'm sure there are Republicans and independents who couldn't imagine crossing over to support a Democrat. They fear Joe may turn sharp left and leave them behind. I don't believe that, because I know the measure of the man. It's reasonable, faithful, respectful. And you know, no one pushes Joe around. Joe Biden is a man for our times that call for all of us to take off our partisan hats and put our nation first for ourselves and, of course, for our children. When America chooses the right path and pulls together, like we've done so many times before, we can dream big dreams, and we can see the top of the mountain as a United States of America with a soul that is a beacon of freedom to the entire world.
One thing that Biden's going to bring to the table, he will work with other parties.
Yeah.
Trump won't. And to me, the only way is to come together as, you talked about it before, the division in America is unbelievable. And surely it's about time he sort of brought it in a bit and worked together. I mean, you can't have this complete split.
One thing that I wish, Paul, I agree with you. And one thing I wish is that in 4 years we could go almost to the future, because I have a hunch if Biden did win, that there would be a lot of I told you so's, that he was not remarkable, he was old. Kamala Harris was a stair-stepper, not really patriotic or American-centric. You know, she's not going to be visiting the western states or the southern states with charisma or with good intent. And I think Trump has gone to all 50 states or close and been thoughtful about it and generous. And he has a kind side. And you might say, well, so does Biden. But I mean, God, Biden's been in almost 50 years. He comes across with these absolutes. I did this. I didn't do that. Gun control, I did. Funding, I did this. Remember in the debate, people were like, my God, man, you're saying you did everything or fought everything or voted against everything. What are you talking about? Well, you were one of many lawmakers. You didn't literally do it and sponsor it. And I'm thinking that he will get by unremarkably if he wins. And then in 4 years, not run again. Kamala Harris won't win. She'll never be president. I mean, I can guarantee that. And so it just, people might say,
she might
we should have stuck with Trump.
She might be president, if you catch my drift.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying what might be at the back of our minds. Because some issues have not gone away. To be fair, it's not as bad as I thought it might be, but he's done okay. I just worry. I mean, the people are bloody exhausted, though. I mean, 4 more years of Trump, even if I was a Republican and I was a right-winger, it's just every day. He's said this, he's done that, he's said this, he's done that. You can't, it's exhausting after a while. And keeping up with all the contentions and him attacking this person, attacking that person. And, my God, I mean, I think people are worn out,
I think you may be right with some people, not all people. And I think that whatever that percentage is may not have voted, or they might have voted for Biden, which I doubt. They probably just abstained from voting. Yeah. But I will tell you that even with the fatigue of Trump, my guess is they would rather see him another term than a Biden-Harris. And I know you two gentlemen looked fondly at Pete Buttigieg and Cory Booker and other Democrats, and they didn't win. Biden did. You know, the whole swamp. And I'm sure that you feel regretful of that.
I do not look kindly on Pete Buttigieg for many, many, many reasons. I like to point out the wine cellar. Can we just leave it at that? He's not me. He doesn't believe in a lot of things that I believe in. I think that Bernie would have been a refreshing change, despite the big polarising change. He would have given healthcare. He would have done all that. I'm supporting Biden because I don't like a lot of what Trump has done. But I'm not going to pretend that he's something that he's not. You won't get any change with Biden. You just will have less of this nonsense going on. That's all I think. I think it's the lesser of two evils. I think people, it's not remarkable. I don't feel like, I wouldn't be excited tonight, for example, if this goes the way it is. I'm not going to be celebrating a Biden win. I'm just going to be relieved that Trump's not got the nuclear codes, yeah?
Yeah.
That's all it is. And it's a sad bloody thing when you can't even get excited about what's supposed to be my side, because I'm supposed to be centre left and I'm supposed to be going, yay, Biden's what I need. So, oh, right, okay. Not that great. There were other people that would have been more exciting.
Thank you for watching. I'm impressed. You've passed the IQ test and got this far, so let's press that button to do the last thing that helps us. It's got subscribe on it, you can't miss it, and please ring the bell for notifications of future videos.